Hey global Ghanaian citizens, Adrian here. Welcome to the Sound of Accra Podcast, the show where we showcase global Ghanaian excellence to the world. I'm your host, Adrian. Now today, what we're going to do is we're going to tackle various infrastructure challenges that continue to plague the nation of Ghana time and time again, and why entrepreneurs and startups are potentially the solution to fixing the country once and for all. All of this and more on today's episode. So let's go straight into it. So over the past few weeks, Ghana has been buzzing on about a number of topics: floods, Dumsor, galamsey, leadership debates. The list goes on and on and on. What are Ghanaians really saying about 2026? Let's dive into it. All right. So, the situation is really real in Ghana at the moment. As you can see in the article, it says current Dumsor worst Ghana has experienced since 1999, and that's by Miracles Abwaje. And he's a spokesperson for the MPP 2028, and he's the current flag bearer for them as well. So his comments have come, amid weeks of erratic electricity supply affecting households, businesses, and essential services across the country. This situation, commonly referred to as Dumsor, has been linked to transformer upgrade works by the ECG. According to the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, the situation has been worsened by a fire outbreak at the Akosombo substation, which results in the loss of power to the national grid. So clearly you could see Ghana has a situation at hand, and this is not the first time things like this have happened. We've been here time and time again where Ghana's been in a situation, and it just seems to be going on in cycles, to be honest. If it's not Dumsor, it's flooding. If it's not flooding, it's galamsey. If it's not galamsey, it's a debate in the leadership. We seem to be in this vicious cycle that we can't get ourselves out of, and I think the time has come and the technology has come for entrepreneurs and startups and for the people to take power into their own hands and tackle some of these challenges. I think it's insufficient to rely on the public sector to solve all of these problems. There's a lot of movement part to the public sector, as you all know, and it's time that the private sector, including ourselves, rise up and take control of these topics for the sake of our own nation. All right. So, right, let's continue on. So, when you think about all of these things, it's not looking good right now for Ghana. On the other hand, you got flooding risks, which are spiking as well. You have a lot of risks at the moment. So over 2,000 buildings now encroach Volta Basin waterways. And this is after the 2023 disaster. Now, the Volta Region Authority, they warn it's a disaster waiting, limiting water management, and it seems like it's not looking good right now. In addition, galamsey continues to poison rivers with mercury levels far beyond what the World Health Organization is limiting. So these all seem like attacks on Ghana's infrastructure and economy. Leadership debates certainly have not helped at all. But really how I see it is, when you look at the Bible says a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. So if we are going to debate and talk about all of these different topics and, take different sides and stuff, we aren't never going to see the progress that we want Ghana to make, like we've seen with other African nations. So it's time for us to come together rather than to be divided and take different sides in all these different types of areas. That's what we need to do at the moment. All right. But really and truly, every cloud has a silver lining, and challenges certainly breeds market opportunities. So, for example, when you think about it, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, also known as NAMOS, has rolled out 24-hour surveillance tech to fight back against galamsey, which is a good thing. And then the regular power cuts in Ghana is also driving solar startups and backup power firms, as ECG are working on replacing 2,540 transformers, right? So you start to see some outliers step in and try to contain the situation, whilst the public sector is trying to bring a solution. Meanwhile, to tackle flooding, demand has surged for organizations like GARID, all right? And this stands for Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project, to perform drainage upgrades protecting 2.5 million people in Greater Accra. And it could also be argued that galamsey will open doors for satellite and AI monitoring, where technology can detect sites in real time. And this will help to recover some crucial revenue for businesses and the local areas, providing opportunities for businesses and the government to act much faster than ever before. All right. Technology has really helped us to do this, right? This could all usher in a new era of infrastructure and industrialization in Ghana. You may have heard one of my previous episodes where I made parallels between Mahama's current term and Nkrumah's reign when he first started, all right? I'm seeing some parallels. I'm not making a direct comparison to Mahama, but I'm starting to see some echoes of industrialization and serious infrastructure being laid in the country, a bit like what Nkrumah did when he first took the presidency in Ghana, when Ghana first became a republic all those years ago. So the ideal outcome here would be to turn systematic gaps into scalable ventures. And this is what we're starting to see, all right? Adversity does breed, some kind of opportunity, as you're seeing here, right? Now, a lot of online noise on platforms like Twitter has been very vocal about comparing leaders in Ghana recently. Who fixed this? Who fixed that? Who failed this, etc. But in my opinion, it's easier said than done. What is required here is to anticipate blackouts. For example, like the Volta region one that we've just spoken about. It's important for us to be able to design to solve for floods, to mitigate galamsey risks. It's going to take more than the government to eradicate these challenges in the country. Hence, the focus of this episode is that the private sector, including entrepreneurs and startups, are going to have to team up with the public sector to help the country. It even begs the question, could AI come to the rescue? With President Mahama recently launching the National AI Strategy Roadmap, all right? Which is big news. So what does the average business owner in Ghana need to be free from further disruptions? Okay, they need solar energy as a backup, flood-proof supply chains, they need technology for clean water, and so on and so forth. So these are the kind of things that these people are going to need. So the inception of Ghana is based on the foundations that Kwame Nkrumah laid for the country, right? But today we have something that they didn't have in the Nkrumah era. That's technology, some really bright minds, and we have entrepreneurship as well, which is alive and well in Ghana. Technology can contribute to providing solutions to all of these challenges. AI and drones for anti-galamsey. We can have flood sensors and AI to prevent and monitor floods. And we can have solar grids to provide solar backup energy from any ad hoc power cuts. And for this reason, we shouldn't just ask, what is the government doing? We should rather be asking ourselves, what profitable fix can I build to support the country of Ghana? So, global Ghanaian citizens, floods, Dumsor, galamsey and leadership are the current talking points at the moment, but resilience and innovation will be the key to unlock a new period of Ghana's history, where these things will become a thing of the past. Which side are you on? Should we be blaming those in authority for all these recurring problems, or should we start to look at ourselves and other people in the private sector, especially entrepreneurs, startups and innovators, on how we can solve these problems with our minds and technology once and for all? All right. If you've made it to the end, you've been amazing. I've been Adrian Daniels. Until next time, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care.